6:01 p.m. We are meeting at the Cedar Creek Township Hall. The meeting will be posted on our website within the next several days. Martha, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I don't know it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, members of the audience, you will have two opportunities for public comment this evening. The first concerns anything that appears on tonight's agenda, and if you didn't get an agenda, there are copies in the back. And the second provides you with an opportunity to speak about anything that concerns you of interest to the township. While this format is not a Q&A, we are taking note of your concerns. Your input does matter to us. Before we proceed, I would like to ask that you refrain from whispering. We did have 3 pockets last week of people who were whispering, and that was picked up. We had complaints from people in the township, and I am going to wait just 1 second. Okay, there were complaints from people in the township at our last monthly meeting about whispering. There were 3 areas in the meeting of people that were whispering, and it was hard for people to hear, and so they made complaints after the meeting, and it was also picked up in the audio, so that was also very audible, and people were saying that it was hard for them to hear. So I'd ask, please, if you would refrain from whispering, because it is very distracting. Trustee Wright was also able to secure for us this podium at no charge to the township, so thank you very much. If members of the audience, when you have a comment, if you would please go directly to the podium to make your comments, that would be helpful. That also will help Kaylee, who is here with us this evening. That will help her from having to swing around, and that's a little bit more difficult, so that will just allow her to go directly to the podium. And we appreciate your consideration. Mr. Skinner, if you would please call the roll, I'd appreciate it.
Trustee Wright.
Here.
Thank you, nice to see you. Treasurer Jarvis.
Here.
Supervisor Arts.
Here.
Trustee Foster.
Here.
And I am Clerk Skinner.
Thank you. Members of the board received information about the possibility of also purchasing a computer for our zoning administrator. May I have a motion for approval of the agenda with the addition of the purchase of a computer for the zoning administrator?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right. So the motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or discussion? Would you call the roll, please?
Trustee Foster.
Yes.
Trustee Wright.
Yes.
Treasurer Jarvis.
Yes.
Supervisor Arts.
Yes.
Clerk Skinner, yes.
All right, motion carries. Thank you. And everyone should have a copy of the minutes, which are in the back. And it was a pretty hefty packet. There are 3 different sets of minutes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Each
make
one
that.
separately, please,
You want them separate,
Yes,
or, okay.
in case there's adjustments to them.
Do we have a motion?
Motion
you
for
can.
March
Yeah, I'll make
8th.
that motion. I was gonna second when I heard you talking, so. That's fine. I made the
Okay.
motion.
Okay,
I'll support the March 8th meeting minutes.
Are there any edits or discussion points on this? Do you want a roll call on this, or do you just want to do,
Just do a voice on this.
okay, voice vote, please?
Is that cool? All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Opposed?
motion carries. Budget hearing, March 9. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Are there any discussion points or edits to those minutes? All right, may I have a voice vote on this then?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion carries. Special meeting on March 10.
I'll make the motion to accept.
I will support.
Any discussion points or edits? All right, may I have a voice vote?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All right, motion carries.
Thank you all.
Thank you. All right, the next item is treasurer's report. Heather has prepared her monthly report, and Heather, if you will please provide the details of that.
Okay, April 1st is the beginning of our new fiscal year, just an FYI. Our March 1st, 2022 beginning general fund balance was $1,222,848.84. Revenues totaled $40,677.72. Expenditures totaled $46,386.23, leaving an ending balance of $1,217,140.33.
All right, does anyone have any questions for Heather?
I have none.
Anyone else? We're going to try something new. Cheryl is working with us tonight. This is really, really faint, because it's coming from it's coming from BSNA, and the print is a little bit fainter than if it just came from our computer. So we are trying to put this up in front so you can see it, but you obviously, it is pretty faint. But everything that we're seeing, we're trying to show you here. We're doing our best to show that to you tonight. So no one had any questions here for Heather tonight from the board, so we will place Heather's report on file. So thank you, Heather. Clerk Skinner, do you have anything other than the regular monthly bills for us this evening?
I do not. Nothing that's not on the agenda.
Okay. May I have a motion then to pay the regular monthly bill? Oh, wait, did you want to go through any of your other files here?
We were gonna talk about that later.
Okay, all the other, we've got those.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
All right,
So I'll make a motion that we pay all of the regular bills for the month.
okay. All right, does anyone have any questions or anything for discussion on this? Okay. Let's just do a voice vote on that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Motion carries then. Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda, which I just pulled my agenda off, is the correspondence. Clerk Skinner, do you have any correspondence?
I was hoping to have something from the Muskegon River watershed physically, but I don't, but I know we're gonna be seeing them next month, and we'll talk about that later, but no,
That's later
I
on.
didn't get anything that I was
Okay.
hoping to get, so.
Okay, so there's no correspondence then. public comments, agenda items only. Anyone in the audience would like to make a comment on the agenda? Anyone in the audience? Okay, thank you. Excuse me. Then we'll move on to new business. This is statement of participation, please, Cheryl.
We need like a new projector that would make it brighter.
Turn the lights down.
It's so,
These don't dim, right?
No,
That's a
yeah.
fan.
That's the fan.
yeah, it's on or off.
That's a little better.
At least we can see
Yeah,
it.
That'll work.
The video camera's probably freaking out.
No, I got it. Looks good on the camera.
Oh, it does?
Okay, thank you,
Everybody
Kayla.
okay with that?
I need a candle.
I'll get you one. I put my cell phone out here, but I lost it.
Some of our board members have had an opportunity to see Nancy Olay's presentation. Nancy has spoken about the strength of a purpose or community participation statement, which you see before you on the screen. The board has had an opportunity to review this statement in advance and make any comments or revisions to this statement. This statement calls for a vote to add it to our policies and procedures.
Can y'all read that? Would you like to hear it? Yeah.
Yeah.
All our citizens are welcomed and encouraged to participate in Cedar Creek Township meetings. We strive for the right to conduct peaceful business meetings as our norm. We believe that each individual has the right to be heard at the appropriate time without interruption. We will listen quietly to members of the audience. Please provide the board with the courtesy of listening quietly to us as well. All opinions have value. Only the best way, one of the best ways to show respect is to simply listen when someone is talking. That's from an unknown author. We strive to provide adequate opportunity for public input during Cedar Creek Township business meetings. All words and actions matter. Our goal is to have a thriving community where all are encouraged to freely participate towards this positive experience.
May I have a motion to approve this statement of participation?
I make a motion.
Okay?
Second.
We have a motion to approve, and Peggy, did you make a second?
She
on that?
did.
Okay, thank you. May I have a voice vote on that, please?
I'd like to talk about it.
Okay, Mr.
Um,
Skinner?
The one thing I like about this is that it holds us to a standard as well, okay? I don't like in any way diminishing the right of the people to speak, but there needs to be some decorum, and the interaction between two people talking requires listening, I think, to communicate. So I like that this includes us in this as well as our audience. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go forward with this, so.
That was the purpose. It is every bit as holding the board accountable as
It is
the
to everybody
audience.
else. That's why I liked it, so.
Thank you.
Oh,
I did forget the second part. Does anyone have any questions or further discussion? So
I
forgive
have
me for
none.
that.
Bob,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes,
Peggy,
Yes.
Chuck, yes.
all right. Motion carries. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is for the emergency authorization for purchase of a computer for our assessor and purchase of the computer for the treasurer. And Cheryl, if you would pull up the all IT, yes. Martha's computer was on the brink of crashing and could no longer, Martha is our township assessor. And hers was on the brink of crashing and would no longer meet her daily work needs. And I sit back there with her and I can attest to that, so.
The cursing.
And Chuck, our clerk, had already obtained quotes for our computer for the assessor and the treasurer. Because of the emergency nature of the assessor's computer, we felt that it was imperative to place the order in advance of the board meeting, which this board does have the authority to do. We did not want to take the risk of her computer crashing. So we did go ahead and place that portion of this order in advance. Also on this quote is a request for a new computer for the treasurer, Heather. We did not place an emergency order for Heather's computer because while her computer is slow, it is still operating. We will do so, assuming that this vote goes forward. Her computer, however, Heather's computer is on the crucial list for replacement. The warranty on Heather's computer expired in 2017. The quote for replacement of the two computers is $2,827. Since we are spending funds, we will need a vote on this.
Can this be done in one motion for both computers?
Yes,
Well, the one's already bought.
yeah,
Right, I
If
didn't
it's
know if we
more of
needed a.
information.
Okay.
yeah. No, we can do it in one vote. So I will need a motion approving the purchase of these two computers at a cost of $2,827.
Support.
I'll second.
You probably shouldn't, because it's for.
What's that?
I seconded it, but I do have a question
Yeah.
afterwards.
Okay, no, that's fine.
So we have a
We need a
motion and a
motion-
second
motion
and
and second.
second. All right, any questions or discussion?
Yes, are these brand new computers?
They're brand new.
So they're not used or reconditioned or anything like that, they're brand new?
Brand new.
Okay.
He's actually ordered the parts and constructing them to specs that meet the needs from, based on BSNA, our software that we use, also Apex for Martha, the program that she uses. One thing that Linda didn't say about Martha's was she was in the middle of her annual equalization when her computer started getting really weird, I think. So that's why we stepped forward and asked for that to happen. And we appreciate Martha's patience as her computer was blown up and brought back together, and we're almost done, I think. So, but yeah, they're all brand new.
So who's gonna do the transfers of what's per se on Heather's, so they're going to
It's
do the
included
transfer
here.
as well? Okay,
Yeah,
good,
it's
good,
all
I just wanna make
included.
sure.
They're also putting in a new antivirus software because our old software was based out of Russia. And that's considered
Yeah.
not good at this
Really?
point,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That no longer fits the bill.
It doesn't fit the security.
But that's
So,
standard,
it's
that
good,
was
it's good.
standard anyway, for everyone, the software, the security, virus security,
Sure.
for everybody across
Yeah.
everyone's platform, that was based in Russia.
It was just kind of a PC thing, I think they
Yeah.
did, but we did get an upgraded antivirus and such as that.
Okay.
And that's all included in this as well for all of our sets, so.
I wanted to clear that up, that wasn't a Cedar Creek thing, that it was based in Russia.
Yeah, no, it was good.
So, we will, because they're spending money, we need a voice vote on that.
Okay, any other questions or anything? Okay.
A
Linda?
roll call, I mean.
Linda?
Yeah. Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes.
Chuck, yes.
Motion carries. So, we added to the agenda Lorraine's computer. So her warranty expired in 2014. Lorraine does a lot of map work, and with her, which really, when somebody has a computer, which we've done a lot in working to upgrade her computer, but there comes a point when somebody's computer is that old that there's only so much cobbling you can do to make somebody's computer work well. And so we talked to Lynn, our computer consultant, and he feels comfortable that upgrading or getting her a new computer would be about $1,500, right around that ballpark. So, I would need a motion to purchase a new computer for Lorraine. For Lorraine as our zoning administrator.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Is there any discussion or consideration that you would like?
Of course. Lynn, our IT guy, recently, we asked him for a sheet that describes the age and condition of all of our computers. And so some of this is coming from that, but I think that Lorraine's was actually the oldest, right?
No,
Or yours
mine's
is-
the oldest.
Yeah, yours was used as a server for a while, but then Lorraine's is next. And we're going at this with the idea of like what's being done with the computer. Like Linda likes hers fine because all she does is Word and email usually, so she's not real worried about it, but Lorraine does all the zoning permitting and all that. She's dealing with the building inspectors and such, so it's very technical, and they run rather large software programs through the BSNA. So, you know, it's critical that we have these, because if without them, everything just kind of stops. Well, paper and pencil, right? But we're trying to get this stuff upgraded and moved up. Oh, I thought that was you. So, but yeah, so, okay.
Yeah.
I also realized even having a home computer, after a few years of having even the home computer, you need to be upgraded.
Yeah.
Because you can't keep up with everything that is necessary in today's world, so.
Yeah.
It just, everything slows
It-
down.
It's just
and-
the way it is.
And
It has
she
to
was
be
saying
done.
that she said that the warranty expired in 17 on that computer, but that means it was bought in 14. That's an
Yeah.
8-year-old computer. And in the business world, that's
That's old.
archaic, yeah.
Yeah.
That's chisels and stones, so. But, yes.
So, may I have a motion for, you already gave us motions on that, so we need a vote then.
All right, Miss Peggy,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Chuck, yes.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, now, we have another issue with junkyard permits. I'm going to take this in 2 votes, if I could.
Have to.
We have 2 applications for junkyard permits. The first is for Dale and Sons Towing. You have before you, members of the board, the application for Dale and Sons Towing and the state license, both of which are complete. There are no hitches or glitches on that one. So may I have a motion to approve the license for Dale and Son Towing?
Make that motion.
I'll support.
Are there any questions or discussions on this?
Is this something that they do every year?
Yes.
I mean, so they have been already
Yes.
with us already?
Yes, for
Okay.
many years, since, it says on the application how many years they've been in.
1982.
Just wanna make sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, thank you.
And they have to recertify their state license every year as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, we've answered the questions. Just wanna do a voice vote on this one then, I think.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Nay? Opposed?
Okay.
No?
Motion carries. Okay, the second one is for Pollock Salvage Yard. Members of the board have been provided with the junkyard ordinance. Jeff Ream has visited this property owner at our request due to a drive-by complaint to determine next steps. The portion of the building that was collapsing in on itself, which is attached to the house, is used to house wood. And it's my understanding that not much wood is actually being stored in that building. The owner agreed that this should be torn down. He also told Jeff that he is not doing much in the way of junking right now either. Only a couple of cars every now and then. And there's also a problem with the condition of the fence that surrounds the junkyard. Jeff suggests that we write a letter giving the owner 6 months to tear down the building and move the junk and unlicensed cars to the back of the lot and to clean up his facility, which is currently a mess. He will also need to show proof of a valid state license, which he did not turn in with his application. Chuck and I will work with Lorraine and Jeff to ensure that this license or this letter goes out tomorrow. I will need a motion asking for a letter stating that the board is asking for a tear down of the building adjacent to the home, fix up of the fence, moving the unlicensed junk cars to the area behind the fence, and general cleanup of the front area. There will be a 6-month time limit to this request. Failure to do so will result in a loss of license.
I make a motion as long as all of that is attached as said, all those words.
I second it.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Yes, I have a question on the facility that needs to be tore down. The way I understand it, it's just a back portion that needs to come off, and Jeff said that if they just did that back portion, that the rest of the house is in pretty good shape.
That is
so-
correct. That it does
So I
not,
just
it
wanted
does
to-
not impact the house.
Right.
That's correct.
And then on the license, I know both them guys, they're older guys. I used to go there and buy parts from them, a lot of us did when we were younger. And, did they forget?
No. That could, it could possibly be that they forgot.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because I
But
know in the past,
Bob,
we've got them.
we're still liable for it.
Linda, I did, as a clerk, I did send out a letter to both parties reminding them that they needed to renew. So, that was a reminder sent to them. I don't know what happened from there, but they did come in and give me this application, but they didn't have a license to give me, so I don't have a lot of background like you do, but I do know that
Well,
I did send.
like I
a
say,
letter,
they've
so-
been with our township 60 years, and I think it's been even longer than that, because Joe Polak, or John, I can't remember his name, he was the father of these two boys, and
Yeah, 60 years.
and I know, I seen cargo in there, I don't know, probably 3 weeks ago. So there is still vehicles being towed in there, and, but if they have their license, I know the state regulates stuff like that also, with their licensing. So I would like to just have our township reach out to see if they do have their license, and
That will
give
be,
them that
that will
6
be in the
months on,
letter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
that
well.
will be in the letter.
When they came in, did you ask if they had a copy or had the license?
They didn't have a copy with them.
And they said they had one now at that time?
I asked them for a copy of the license, they said they didn't have it with
Had
them.
one. Okay,
That's all.
just with them.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I asked.
We cannot, we will in the letter, that's what,
Okay.
that will be
All right.
included in the letter. We
Thank you.
cannot issue it without the letter, or
Right.
without that license.
Okay.
We would be negligent in doing so.
Well, and the other issue is the fence, it's required to have a 5-foot solid board fence, and it's nowhere close to that. And so I agree that we're gonna give them time to fix it and to come in compliance or make decisions and all that. I'm glad that we're not looking to just say no.
right,
That would
right.
bother me immensely, but the fact that we're willing to work with them and, give them 6 months is, all summer, they're gonna have all summer to get taken care of, at least not over the winter, So I'm comfortable with that, and that doesn't mean we can't revisit it and say, you know what, they're working towards it, let's let them go till next cycle,
We can do a good faith.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and that's, I think that's what you're asking
That's
for,
what-
Bob, and
yes.
I think that's where we all are, honestly. But at some point, we have to say liability, responsibility, things like that. So we're drawing the line in the sand saying, meet us, so I think that's where we're at personally, so.
They're good people.
It seems like, I enjoyed talking to them for a few minutes when I had a chance, but
Yeah.
I'd never met them, so, prior to that, so.
Okay, may I have a roll call vote on this, please?
Sure. Let me find where I'm at here. Heather,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Chuck, yes.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Budget amendment to add election computer and election equipment, please. Heather is going to address this one.
Yeah, so, the election laptop unexpectedly, died on Chuck, and that is a necessity. Unfortunately, we hadn't budgeted for a new election computer this year, so we would like to do a budget amendment. And in addition, in order to be a little bit more,
Detailed?
thank you, detailed, in our budget, we thought it would be a good idea to add an account line just for the election computer. And I spoke with the auditor, and this is the account number that he suggested. So I'm requesting that we move $3,000 from contingency to the new elections computer account that we will create. And that will more than cover, I believe, the purchase of the new computer is estimated to be around $2,000. We'd like to move $3,000 so that we have room for unexpected repairs or anything like that. So that is the First Amendment.
Are we doing these separately?
I think
I
we
think
can
we
do,
should-
do you want them separate or?
I don't think it matters, and we have them broken out separately, so you can see what they are.
Okay.
And so in addition, we also wanted to add a account line just for elections equipment in the event that we need to replace tabulators, voting machines, those types of things, and so that we don't have to take it out of the elections supplies. So we would like to move $2,000 from contingency to a new elections capital outlay account.
I'll make the motion for both.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on this?
Yes. Very important. I am in receipt of the proper steps to take to get a grant to reimburse $1,500 of that computer cost. Right? It's a simple receipt attachment to an email, and I checked with the state. The state allotted every township and municipality, they allotted a maximum amount, $1,500, for every single municipality and township in Michigan to cover the cost of this grant. It's a security grant. And this falls right into it. They said it will absolutely, no problem. All I have to do is take the receipt, attach it to the email, send it in, and we should get $1,500 of this back. And this estimate was at $1,900, and I have to send it to our software guy or our IT guy to get it all securityed up and stuff, probably another couple $100. So that's why we're asking for the $3,000. But of that, I'm gonna get $1,500 back for you, okay? So we're working to do the right thing here. And to give you a little example of what happened with the computer, I turned it on, everything works great. Screen works, charged up the battery, mouse works, and you go to type anything and the keyboard doesn't work. If I plug in an external keyboard, I can type on that and it works on the computer. So a lot of the computer still works. I checked with the IT guy about getting it fixed. When you check the date of it, it's a little bit older, and he said by the time you spend a couple $100 troubleshooting it, a couple $100 for parts and a couple $100 to fix it, with $1,500, I got a new computer for the election group. So it was kind of a, in my eyes, you know, fiscally, it was a no-brainer, because we're gonna end up with a new computer at zero cost, basically. So I did do my research to find out what's required by the state on the specifications for the new computer, and we're meeting or exceeding all of those. So looking into the future, we're not gonna be handcuffed with needing another computer because I didn't get enough hard drive or something like that. So I think I've done my due diligence and all that research, and Election equipment is finicky, it is, and,
Thank you for doing that.
oh, no problem, I'm responsible for that election, I gotta make it work. And, Stephanie Kuziak came in to help me do our functional check on all the equipment, and everything worked fine. And then later on, I went to check the computer, and it was poopy, so, but yeah, so that's where we're at on that, so. Oh, many thanks to Kim Young for giving me that link for the rebate, or the $1,500.
Good.
Yep, she treated us right there, so.
Yeah,
That's my 2 cents.
okay. Did we vote?
No, we did not.
That's now.
Yeah,
Chuck.
you kind of you've combined these two, the budget amendment and the purchase of your election computer into both
Oh.
of them.
I didn't even see that done.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the last bullet. Well, we need a vote on the
We
amendment.
need to vote on this one.
My bad, I get carried away.
You do.
We need a vote on the budget amendment. I have a motion by Bob and a second by Peggy.
All right, roll call, please.
Roll call? Linda,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Chuck, yes. Some things are
Motion
just
carried.
too easy. All right, let's talk about that purchase of a new election computer.
Just tell us how much it is, and then we're going to vote on it. We're
It's gonna run about $2,000, plus or minus, so.
And where are we getting this? I mean, you've already covered all the details.
Oh,
You need
yeah.
it by May 3rd.
Well, yeah, I gotta have it done right
Yeah.
away, so I actually asked All IT if they would order it for us, and he said, no, you can get it cheaper on your own probably. Which I thought was kinda nice, cause he could've ordered it for us, but he said, no, just go ahead and get it, cause it was easier and faster and probably cheaper, he said. So, I looked it up and I found one at Best Buy, so I'm gonna try to get one there. I'll shop around again tomorrow to make sure I'm getting the, the best possible deal, but, yeah,
This one does not need all the bells and whistles
It's
that,
got 'em.
that,
yeah.
that all the other computers need, so. Okay, so, thank you, Chuck. Could I have a motion?
I make the motion, we buy the computer.
I'll support.
All right, is there any discussion on this?
I think you
Already
covered it.
I think we covered it. All right,
Thank you,
but since
Peggy.
we're spending money, I need a roll call on this.
All right, Bob,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes,
Peggy,
Yes.
Chuck, yes.
motion carries. Thank you.
All necessities.
Well, the good news is we're gonna be pretty set up when it's all done, so.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is we're moving to unfinished business. And this is the Muskegon Watershed, River Watershed Assembly membership. And this is an invoice. This invoice literally does just show our commitment to the research process. It does not commit us to anything other than reaching other than researching the possibility of opening up the Maple River. Nothing more, nothing less. We have not signed any contracts. The invoice is for, $235.
Is this for information?
Pardon?
Was this piece just for information or?
We need to pay this invoice.
Oh, pay it, okay.
We
I
need
didn't
to
know. I
pay
thought
this.
maybe it was already
No,
done.
no,
Okay.
we have to, we're spending money, we're bringing this to a vote of the
Okay.
board. We've already, as a board, supported this project, this research
Right,
project.
right, yeah, yeah, we
So,
did.
I would like to.
I'll make a motion, Pat.
Okay. I need support,
I'll support.
all right, all in favor? Or any discussion, any further discussion on this?
One thing that's important about this is, I think, is the research might determine that opening it up would be a bad thing.
Yes, that is.
It might
Yeah.
determine that it's a good thing. As a landowner on the edge of the river, personally, I'm extremely interested in finding out if they can fix some of the issues I'm having, or if it'll create bigger issues. So I'm all in favor of the research and the education, if you would. And I've talked to a lot of the people along the river, because that's where I live, and some people are against it so far, some people are for it. But to me, I can't really voice an opinion until I find out all the information, I think. So I wanna know what's going on. And these guys have been really upfront with us. The watershed project people have been really upfront and listening to the people in this township. So I wanna support this because I think that it's the right thing to do for the people in the township, so. I know it only affects a small corner, but
I'm also interested in the rice. The
wild rice?
The wild rice, because that's also turning out to be a very, very big issue.
Mhm.
And they're finding out a lot more about that.
Mhm.
So,
I am.
I wanna know more. And that's right here in Cedar Creek Township.
Yep.
So, all of this is just, more information. And we have just a little part of it. And I think whatever we can do to support that is a good thing. So, we have a motion to support, and second, just a voice vote on this, please.
All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed?
Motion carries. Also, I did hear from the Muskegon River Watershed Assembly, and they would like us to host one more meeting here, and that is on Thursday, May 12th, from 10 to noon. So if you would please place that date on your calendars. They'll be doing another update. And so, like Chuck said, we haven't heard anything more from them on where they are in the process. They just asked if we could host that meeting, which we are happy to do. So, I have a huge amount of board comments. So, if I could go first, I'd appreciate it before my voice gives out. We will be bringing, lights.
Lights?
Peggy, could you turn?
I certainly can. Yes,
You don't want to be in the dark any longer.
No.
I was kind of getting used to it.
May 12th from 10 to noon.
So, we will be bringing the ORV golf cart ordinance to the board meeting, the next board meeting in May. So, just to update you on that. Lorraine has already drafted the golf cart portion of that. She has not drafted the ORV portion. I'm starting to get lots of calls and emails on the unimproved earth and gravel road concerns. So what I would do is suggest that people contact the Muskegon County Road Commission, and I will post that information on our website and with the link to that, and there's a tab called, it's service request tab. And people can go on that tab, and there's a form that people fill out. And that literally tells you how you can enter your specific road repair request. And Cedar Creek is just too small to have a Department of Public Works. I'd love one, I think, but we're not large enough to have it. And so we don't have the trucks, we don't have snow plows, we don't have a maintenance crew, so we just don't have the ability to take care of gravel roads and unimproved earth roads. So that's the only thing that I can do is suggest that people go and contact the Muskegon County Road Commission. We're planning on another Senior Millage Safe Senior event with the detectives in May at Timberline Estates. Those who attended the event that we held here at Cedar Creek Township know that that was a very successful event, and the people did not want to let the detectives leave. That they were so full of information about how to keep yourself safe from scams. And literally, Heather and I almost fell prey to a scam from the state of Michigan. And until I got all the way to the end, where I thought, the state of Michigan is not going to ask me to spend money when they're giving me money. And I thought, my gosh, this can't be right. And I was filling in all the information, and then it asked me to give them my credit card. And I stopped, and I thought, this can't be right. So, the scams are everywhere. So this is just another example of how prevalent this stuff is. And Heather found somebody in another township that said, no, this is in fact a scam. And it was all exactly the state of Michigan information that you would fill out. So, and I almost fell prey to it. So I will keep you updated on that event, because even though it's at Timberline Estates, our seniors can attend that from outside of Timberline Estates. The tire drive, when are we going to hold it? I spoke to Carly from the Muskegon County DPW today, and they are down to 2 townships, and they started out at, I believe it was 6, Holton and Casnovia. Holton has 1 trailer scheduled for May 23rd, and Casnovia has 2 for April 16th. I know from talking with Alan Jager that they have half of their trailer already filled with their own tires. And Carly tells me that Casnovia generally fills their trailers with tires from their own residents. The county also has 2 tire drives, April 23rd and October 15th. They are held at the locations on Keating Avenue. Carly also told me that she believes mostly city area residents use the Keating area events. Cedar Creek is scheduled for 3 trailers, but we can select our own date. We are also responsible for our own advertising and getting our own workers and food. Based upon the dates we have been provided and how quickly the time is passing, May is too close. And June is graduation and Father's Day. I suggest that we hold our event Saturday, September 17, from 8 until 2. Now that time we can play with. The date, we could also go September 24th. At this point, I can tell you that the second day, that the September 17th, the second day is Irish Festival. But that should not be too much of an issue during the day.
Right.
So I trust that you would be okay with September 17th.
I like the time of season, I think it's good. And thinking about it, I'm glad that it's before the Muskegon is the last one. So if for some reason we fill, we can always refer people there.
Yeah.
There would be
So we're
one,
not the end,
thought.
one
not the end of the world.
one more event to go to.
So,
Then my last issue is our maintenance person is no longer able to work with us. We will be looking to hire someone on a part-time basis, as he was. The salary is $17 per hour. Please call to schedule an appointment for an interview should you be interested. So, and that's all I have. Bob, any other comments, board comments that you have?
On the tire drive, I just wanted to, 17th, I think that is a good date, and it's gonna be getting a little cooler, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, would feel better.
That's who knows now.
No, I was hoping you didn't say August. I'm thinking,
Yeah, no,
oh
that's
my
just
God,
too hot.
You'll die. But pay it back, they're not doing the pay it back
No,
crew no more?
no, that's over and done with. We're on our own.
They don't let them out anymore?
No. Mm-mm.
we, you know, it'd be nice, I know it's your minute, but it'd be nice if we get like, I see what the Jeep Club used to do some stuff or something like that, but it'd be nice if we get some young guys.
I think we can get plenty of volunteers, so.
Yeah,
At
I
this
mean,
time
we-
of the month,
we-
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
we
we
did-
could
yeah,
too,
we did
they'll feel
last
better
year.
doing it, yeah.
We have plenty of time this time to advertise for help, ask for help. So, but
So-
we are on our own. This is totally our
Normally,
event.
they give us a banner that we can have for that date, and we put it out there between the posts.
We've been
That's-
using the same banner every year. Yeah, we just
That's
adjust
our-
the date. It's ours.
Well,
Get it
there
out
you
there,
go.
huh?
Yeah, let's get it out
It's
there.
coming.
And then, yeah, I'll ask around. I know my two boys will help, and myself, and I'll throw $50 towards pizzas.
Yeah, we have to supply our own food, so, you know, so and we can't do it out of
I'll match
township
that.
funds. This is out
I'll
of our
match it.
pocket.
Okay.
What
So,
did we have last
I
time
just
at
gave
the
you guys a
tire
pay
drive
raise.
when we had?
Donuts.
That was donuts. Oh, so
Donuts.
we have
Yeah.
a pizza now. Oh.
yeah. Well, we can do donuts in the morning and I'll help supply donuts and stuff like that. So
Sure,
we're just,
yeah.
you know, but we cannot use township funds for this. It's against the law, so.
Right.
We can't do it. So,
I got you.
Heather,
I don't have any comments today.
I ate them all up.
You said enough for me, yeah.
Mr. Skinner.
I do. Thank you for asking. I've been working on some things. I don't know if, this hasn't really been announced, I'm not sure about this, but I'm in possession of an approved DEQ permit that's gonna take out the culvert at the intersection of Dagan Road and Cedar. And the dates on it are this spring to summer, so that road could be tore up a little bit. So I know I've talked to Miss Heather and Miss Kathy about it, because it's gonna impact them significantly, but, you know, it's inconvenient, but I also like the fact that they're improving our infrastructure, that we're getting some of those dollars, so, I think they're gonna replace the existing culvert with a bigger one, bigger volume, so I have that. May 3rd, we're having an election here. It's a Tuesday. I had my election workers approved by the election commission. We've already sent out 735 absentee ballot applications. We've also sent out over 300 absentee ballots. They're coming back, we're processing those. If you all are aware, there's a tower right here. And I looked back, I found an old lease agreement that expired in 2015. They pay us $300 a month for that tower. And in conversation with Eggleston's clerk, I found out that they get $1,500 a month for their tower. So I reached out, and Martha helped me with this, thank you Martha, in getting some contact information. It was an AreaLink tower, then it became a VOSA tower, then it became a Spectrum Broadband tower. It's been through a couple of transitions, but in that lease agreement, there was supposed to be a consumer price index rent increase every year, and they've never done that, and the lease is expired. So I did a calculation, and I'm in touch with them now, and using a standard consumer price index, it looks like they owe us about $3,600 in back rent, and they don't have a contract to continue as they are. So I've asked them to resolve this within 60 days, which the contract allows us to do. Now, if they decide to pull it out, we're gonna lose $3,600 a year. But my thought is I'll replace it with somebody who's gonna pay me more. But that's what I was thinking when I went forward with it. But they've contacted me just today, they reached out, and now all of a sudden they're very talkative. And they wanna talk to me about this, and when they asked me what my number was, I said, well, not sure how we line up with Eggleston, but they make $1,500 a month. He thought that might be a little bit high, but we could talk. So I forwarded all the information he asked for and a copy of my spreadsheet to them, asking for $3,600 and a new lease. So I don't know what's gonna come of it, but we're working, and I've got a lot of support. I appreciate all the ladies in the office that are answering phones and forwarded information to me, but we're trying to, you know, get things right and, you know, catch up. It's a job, and I bless Stephanie Kuziak. I don't know how you did, I don't know how you stayed above the water, but it was crazy. All right, and my last comment is very simply this. I would like to express my appreciation to you coming back to the board. I missed you. I never sat on the board with you. I was very comfortable, and I'm appreciating that you're back, so.
I'm sure I smell like Fritos right now, because I had to have a handful of Fritos to get here.
I don't know about Fritos, but you didn't share any, that's all I know.
Thank you.
So other than that, I'm out.
Chuck, going back to that tower,
Yep.
February 18th, that quit working at my house. So
I've used your.
I kept getting a
your name.
runaround, and finally I called HughesNet, got them up there, and I canceled with these guys, cause they wanna keep putting equipment up that don't work, and they wanted to put a big tower on my house, and I said, no, it's not gonna happen, so come get your stuff. They haven't come and got it, but,
Did you sign up with HughesNet?
yeah.
I just got Comcast.
Yep, I just signed up with HughesNet, and, I think I'm like a year, and I got a year contract with them, so.
Oh, well, be
Then
careful.
But it works great,
I
I
got
mean,
Starlink.
but I paid $56 with these guys, and half the time your stuff didn't work, so.
Well, Comcast is now going down our road. They are putting the taps in. I just worked with Jeffrey Snyder, the area rep, so, which is a big deal to get Comcast down our road, so, and I literally had to, I mean, the neighbor next door put in a huge fee to get it. And then because he did that, we were able to get it. But it was only because I knew who the rep was for the district rep that I was able to get it. But I think they put taps in our area now so that people can get it. And that just happened.
Well, we put several calls into them, and they said, well, there's nothing we can do right now. So we got sick of it. I needed, man, I kept running down here to do stuff.
So, but, I mean, Comcast is working to broaden the infrastructure in our area, so that's a big deal. So, we're
Good.
we're gonna open it up to the public, and then Peggy's got one, as soon as Peggy's done, and then we'll open it to the public. Yes?
Well, I don't have too much to say, but I would like to wish everyone, and even everyone in the audience, a happy Easter.
Ah, thank you. Okay, then public comments, yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
As in the tower situation, they have upgraded their equipment. I would talk to them again. If you go to Comcast, it's gonna be more expensive per resident. That's about the only one that's out here. I know you're saying Hughes Network, or Hughes, but this is a better system once they have upgraded it. And it is still gonna be cheaper in the long run. When you're going at them right now for an increase in the lease, it's also going to increase people that don't have any other access but this tower. And then it's gonna be a hardship on everybody else. So that increase that you want on the lease is going to be very effective to increase their cost. So I don't think that's going too much. I know you want a just amount, but also there is only really one that's working right now is that from that tower that works the best. My comment, and I know they have just upgraded it because they did do this. They went up to the tower and everything else 3 weeks ago. So you may want to check the service again.
Oh, I talked to them 2 weeks ago. They wanted to come out and bring new equipment, but they wanted to put a pole on top of my roof like 14 feet tall.
That one is 20 feet. It's not a problem. They're putting it up there, they're not charging you. What's wrong with that?
I had a problem with them for years, so.
Well,
I got frustrated and I just did what
That's,
to keep my wife happy, I went with you.
that's,
Sometimes you have to do that.
yeah, well, I think you're at a loss.
Thank you for your comments.
All right.
Thank you. Yes.
I just, because I couldn't do it in the middle of your stuff. Kodiak's went through the same thing, Bob, with their junkyard permit, and we gave them time. They went through it and decided that it wasn't worth the cost. So that might be what Kodiak's at. I just wanted you to know that the township did that before too, and I agree. they've been in this community forever. If they wanna keep it up, they do have to follow the rules, but I appreciate that you're giving them time. And I just wanna tell Chuck, good job on getting that grant.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hey.
This, I didn't look it up because I didn't think I had internet service, which is why my phone made a sound, and I apologize. I believe it's called a lectern because it is not on an elevated platform. You called it a podium, so that's just my little tip of the day. My comments. I looked today and I didn't see the minutes, the meeting minutes drafts posted online, so I couldn't review them until the meeting, so I'm requesting that the clerk, if he can, he's probably trying to catch up with everything, can in the future post the draft minutes prior to the meeting. Also, the statement of participation, while we didn't have it posted online, so I had no idea what it was going in, if you guys can post that, that would be cool. I wanted to say I appreciated this, because even though I couldn't see it, either because it was too faint or because I need new glasses, and I tried with my phone to zoom in, that's what I was trying to do. Maybe with my phone camera I can zoom in and read it better. That didn't work either. I love the idea though, I love the idea because then it allows us to follow along with what you're doing, so I want to encourage that. I would like to know, and I know your board comments are closed, but I would like to know why there was a special meeting 2 days after a regular board meeting, and there was a lot of business done then. I had no idea, and I'm sure the legal postings required were done. I had no idea that happened until a week later when it was in the paper and the word got out around the community. There were no public people there. It was a 4 o'clock meeting in the afternoon, so that made it even harder. You knew that the noise ordinance issue was a big deal. It did not need to go in that special meeting. In my opinion, you all know we've been working on that for over a year, you guys more than we knew about it last May, that it was not an emergency scenario. The issues were never as common enough, according to the sheriff's deputy, necessary to have that into place in a meeting until the following month. We expected when you tabled it, that was going to be today. Now what happened is no one knew about it. No one had the opportunity to show up unless they're watching the paper, which I'm not. I don't get the paper, so I didn't see that notice. I'm not looking at that wall every day to know that the special meeting was happening. So it leaves the public with the impression that you don't care what we have to say. And we established last month, we had a good meeting where we were having a give and take about the noise ordinance. You know how a lot of people feel. There's a lot of people who didn't like the noise ordinance, and you didn't have the votes to move forward with it that day. So the impression I was left with was you had 2 minutes to discuss it with each other, which is not appropriate, and then you came back 2 days later and hid it from the community. Whether or not that was your intention, that's what is left to the people when we have no idea that it happens until after the fact. I expect better, and I'm really disappointed in that. A phone call to Arlen would have taken care of it. The whole community would have known about it because the word would have gotten around, and at least we would have known. So I had to comment on that. Going through my list of things here. Lastly, I wanted to say, Chuck, I appreciate the effort that you put into the investigation on the tower. You're gonna bring back money into our township after you guys are just spending money, which is needed, and I have no objection to that. That's a good thing to see. So the fact that you were aware and doing an investigation on that, I wanted to praise. And also, if there's any question about 5G, please try to keep it out of this community. All the research that we're finding is that 5G is dangerous to the health of the people. Oh, and that's not last. One more thing. I heard several people, and I read it in the minutes, referring to the people as audience, and I commented on this last month. We are not your audience. I know that's what the attorneys want you to call us. We are not just an audience, we are the people. The power is inherent in the people. Please refer to us as residents or members of the community, because that shows that you recognize that power and that you care about what we have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to say?
I just wanna quick tell you guys, when you're talking about the food, the tire drive, Linda, you might wanna call the people that we had come out last time, when we met them at the transfer station. The guy was from Wood Trucking, and that was the one from the, the two trackers that go out and clean up.
Yes, okay.
The guy
Wood
from
Trucking.
Wood Trucking, I remembered that, so I wanted you to know that, so you might be able to call them, cause they probably will go through and pick up tires for you guys and get them cleaned up out of the two tracks.
Okay.
That's what they used to do.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Normally I wouldn't let somebody come up twice, but for that,
That's
I'll.
information.
Thank you. All right, does anyone else have a comment they'd like to make? All right, thank you very much. Then we will call for adjournment.
Motion.
Motion,
Support.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. The meeting is adjourned at 7:07.
Wow.